You see? This is how big projects are supposed to work. Actually getting more content with time and not just getting dropped after one entry. Hello everyone, and it's been a while since I talked about this one, but it's gotten some updates and a lot of new content with only half a second chapter being made, so I felt it deserved another look. We have combat-focused sections, equipment and weapons, more side quests, and a lot more revealed about where the story is going to go. That's a lot to cover, so let's take a look. Mimeo Prophecy starts out in a seemingly ordinary town where a mysterious abandoned lab has been struck by lightning, and now there's a bright light coming from one of the rooms. The story follows a boy named Cody, his dog Turbo, and their friends as they venture to the lab in order to uncover its secrets. The first chapter is just Cody going about the town recruiting all of his friends, but it actually does a pretty efficient job at introducing all the characters through dialogue, relationships, and the locations you find them in. Each of the kids has a unique design, personality, and place of residence that tells you a lot about them and their relationship with the group, thus making each of them memorable in their own way. The town itself is also very well made, with everything being detailed enough and somehow managing to feel right even with the top-down perspective. This part of the game also introduces two of the main mechanics. The first is side questing. This works the same way it does in most RPGs. You'll occasionally come across NPCs who need your help, and if you accept, you can take time out of your adventure to complete some extra tasks. However, it is notable that you probably won't be completing any of these if you just stick to the main path through the game. If you want to complete a side quest, you'll have to venture very far off the beaten path, exploring every corner of the map, especially in Chapter 2. The second is Turbo's sense of smell. Cody's loyal dog follows him just about everywhere he goes, except he also has the ability to sniff out hidden items on occasion. Sometimes he'll sniff out something, or oftentimes nothing, on his own, but if you hold down R1, he might pick up on a hidden item. Now, in order to explain everything else, I'm going to have to give a minor spoiler warning. If you still want to play the game, don't worry, I won't be spoiling any huge plot twist. Just the basics I need to explain the gameplay. Okay, so when the kids make it to the lab and complete a few puzzles to turn everything back on, they venture into a secret room only for the machine to turn back on fully and transport the group off to God knows where. Cody wakes up completely alone except for Turbo a short walk away in some tropical forest with some dangerous plants and wild animals. The duo then needs to explore the prehistoric landscape in order to find their friends, through a jungle, across a savanna, and into a deadly swamp. And that's just in the first half of Chapter 2. Combat is mostly simple. Just avoid attacks and strike back when it's convenient. Turbo and any characters you recruit will help you fight, but they can also be taken down. And if Cody dies, you fail and respawn back at the last inn with all your experience, money, and items still there with HP fully restored. You'll probably die a few times as you level up, but it doesn't feel like too much, and you won't need to spend too terribly much time grinding. The areas you go through are mostly simple with some exceptions, but as long as you pay attention to your surroundings, you'll find the next area. In addition to EXP, battle will also get you money which you can spend at various shops. Buying items is fairly straightforward, it's just healing and status cure items available for purchase. The only thing of note here is that because Turbo falling in battle doesn't result in failure, he has a special revive item that only he can use. However, buying equipment, just like leveling up, feels a bit much early in the game. But as you progress and fight stronger and stronger enemies, you'll have a lot more money to spend on weapons and armor, even as you unlock more stuff to buy. There's already a fair amount of content here, and yet Chapter 2 is only half done, and the game is set to have 10 chapters in total. Since it looks like each of the kids in the beginning is going to become a party member, we're going to have a very big party by the end of the game. There's also a lot of creativity present in just what I've shown here, and with so much of the game still a work in progress, this could become quite the RPG, and one of the biggest games in Dreams by the end. When playing half a chapter feels like this big of an update, I really recommend giving this one a follow if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the Dreamiverse. And for next time, I've got a score to settle.